Word of the day. Word of the day, y'all. Let's hop in this. I'm excited about this word, honestly, because this is something I've definitely walked out and I'm seeing come to life more clearly than I ever have. And so it's coming out of Deuteronomy and Joshua. And as I think about it, like as the Lord is like pushing me and thrusting me into who He's called me to be, I really want to encourage you to do the same thing. There are times where I have been fearful, but God calls me to courage. And so, feeling fear is not, courage is not the lack of feeling fear. It's feeling fear and stepping anyways in obedience, okay? And so I just want to encourage somebody and uplift somebody today so that you can do what God has called you to do in the way that God has called you to do it. I just want to speak that sometimes what causes us to fear is our own and what we consider as inadequacies or the thoughts or opinions of others or what others people have done or come against us. I want you to know that in every story in this good book, ain't there one enemy came against God people and won. Ain't there one. Every enemy that came up against God's people, it looked like they was about to win, and then boom, God knocked them out the park. Over with, done. Keep going, my daughter. Keep going, my son. That's what God is trying to say to you today. So I know people have come up against me in a lot of ways. And honestly, sometimes I was like, oh yeah, we just gonna go ahead and sit down. And God was like, girl, get up. We ain't sitting down. This ain't over with. You are my daughter. You are my child. If I called you to do it, I'm going to move everything out your way. If you being obedient to me, I'm going to move everything out your way. Don't worry about what nobody got to say. Don't worry about what anybody is doing. Honey child, people try to slander me. People have dragged my name through the dirt. People have literally tried to kill me in this past season. I want you to know, I'm still here. By the grace of God, I am still here. Being obedient to my Father as I always will. Okay, and so let's hop into this good word. The first one is Joshua chapter 1, verse 8 through 9. It says, study this book of instruction continually. Meditate on it day and night, so you will be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all you do. This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Boom. First off, get in your word. It's your instruction. It's your food. This is how you grow. This is how God speaks. Get in your word. You cannot do anything that God calls you to do apart from Him. Period. How is He supposed to go before you if you're not even walking with Him? How is He supposed to make a way for you if you didn't even invite Him on the journey? How's He supposed to give you instructions if you're not listening to Him? You ain't calling Him up on the phone like, Lord, where do I go? How do I do this? This is why we pray. Prayer is communication with God. It's not just speaking to God. It's also listening to God. It's communication. It's a two-way street. And one of the ways the Lord speaks is right here. This right here, man, it'll get you ready for so many battles. Because it already shows what the battle looks like. And also who the Lord is. Baby, I want to tell you something. Eat it up. Eat it up because it's good. So, also, when He told Joshua this, right? God obviously told Joshua to be strong and courageous and do not be afraid or discouraged because He knew that Joshua would feel that way. So I want you to know that if you're feeling that way, it's okay. God already knew that you would feel that way, but He wants to speak into it. He's telling you, stop leaning on your emotions and your feelings and start trusting Him. Let Him be your strong tower. Let Him be your pillar, right? Lean on that because it's not going nowhere. It's firm, it's set. It's a good foundation. You could stand upon it and you ain't gonna fall. And if you let your roots grow deep enough, you might bend when the wind get a little, strong, but you're not gonna break. You're not gonna fold. He ain't gonna let you. You know how many times I wanted to throw in the towel and God was like, girl, wipe that off and get up. You gotta walk with my mans. And I tell you, baby, he got me over here from like, dang, I didn't even know I was this strong. I thought I was pretty resilient. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought I was pretty resilient. And this past season, I was like, baby, it ain't my strength. It gotta be only his. Because I don't know how. Can't tell you I'm staying here except for that. Now, it says in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 13, if you listen to these commands of the Lord your God that I am giving you today, and if you carefully obey them, the Lord will make you the head and not the tail. And you will always be on top, never at the bottom. You must not turn away from any of the commands I am giving you today, nor follow other gods and worship them. Y'all could go eat the rest up because there's more in there to be told. But ultimately, God is saying, he's asking, he's not just like commanding you to just listen because he just wants, he's not like the rulers of this world. Truthfully and honestly, God is telling you to obey his commands because they are a good way of life. Because they lead you down the path that he has made for you. When you follow his instructions, when you close your eyes and have faith, and there are obstacles in front of you, and you say, Father, I can't see, which way do I go? He says, go 3 steps to the left and 1 up. All right, we there, we good. But what you didn't realize is if you would have stepped up too quick, if you'd have moved backwards, or if you didn't move over just at the amount that he said, you would have hit one of them obstacles. I know it's hard walking and doing things when you can't see, but if you know the one who can see all and that knows all, you're going to be fine. But that's why you got to stay in constant communication. He can see everything. You might get into a place where you feel like, oh, I can see, I'm good. But you still can't see what's up ahead. You can only see in your one little moment. In this one little vicinity that you're in. You gotta stay connected to him because you never know what's ahead. You never know what's coming behind you. But if you know him, you know that he got you on all sides. But you gotta step in. So he's telling you to obey him and be careful about obeying him so that you don't run into trouble. He's trying to protect you. He's not trying to God has authority and dominion, yes. But he's very meek. He don't need to abuse his power. The things that he does and says to us is for our own good. He has our best interests at heart, better than anybody, better than you. You think you know what's best for you, and I promise you done got yourself in so much trouble. If that ain't for you, go ahead. You can hop off the video. You can hop off. I know you got it all together. Baby, I know I don't. I done got myself in so much trouble, and God still saved me from it. So I'm learning, okay, I see where you coming from when you say this. It ain't to hurt me. I know your pride and your ego and your flesh and all that get in the way, but this is for your good. This is so that you can become who God created you to be. You know, sometimes when we experience depression, anxiety, it's because we have no clue what's going on, why we're here. We're lacking purpose, hope, and all the things. All you got to do is call my mans up on the main line, and it's over with. You don't got to live there. Them feelings might visit, but they don't got to reside. That's your choice. I've walked through all those things, so I know, you can't help it. You actually do have choices. You could call upon the Lord. It doesn't mean that sometimes there isn't a medical thing going on. I'm not trying to discount any of that. What I'm saying is you can fight through it, especially with the help of the Father. Because I know him as a deliverer. He's delivered me from suicidal thoughts, depression, all that. He saved my life from suicide, Suey. I don't want this to get banned, but either way, trust the Lord, obey his commands. It says if you obey the commands of the Lord your God and walk in his ways, the Lord will establish you as a holy people as he swore he would do. Don't let nobody get in the way of who God called you to be. Don't let nobody block you or stop you from doing what you're called to do. I don't care how you feel. Get over it. Trust the Lord. He said, be brave, be courageous. Don't be afraid or discouraged. Keep going.